The new member of the USB Athletics family, Coach Kayla Ard, joins us here on the Full Court Press. Coach, welcome to Logan. Congratulations on the job. Grateful to have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks so much, man. I'm super happy to be here, and I've had a great outreach so far from the community of Logan, so I couldn't be happier about joining the team and just ready to get started.
Coach, listening to your press conference today, you brought out, you could just see the energy, the passion you have for basketball, the love you already have for Cache Valley in the span of 24 hours that you've been here or whatever it is. Why choose Utah State? What brought you here?
Yeah, you know what, man? I really hope that John Hartwell's not listening to this because I'm about to give him some props here. But, he's really what brought me here. He was the athletic director at Troy a very long time ago at my first Division I job. He was there, and he's just the way he leads things. His leadership is unbelievable. The people that he puts around him, it's just amazing, And so I knew a long time ago I wanted to work for him. And when the opportunity, came about, I started talking to him about it. And then I kind of got a little more in depth with the community and getting to know just the place in general. Logan's a really special place, and the people, again, so far, just being here again, we're going on 24 hours, and the fans and the people in the community just super amazing, super welcoming, and they just seem to really have open arms to me, and that's just, I felt that before I ever accepted the job. So, all that together, Utah State is an amazing place. It's a great opportunity, and I know I can win here, and that's what we're going to do. So all those things together, it was an easy choice, very easy choice for me to say yes.
You've been a part of several different coaching staffs as an assistant, as an associate head coach, or even an interim head coach. Those things, I guess maybe the question is, how did they prepare you for this opportunity where you finally signed on the dotted line? You are a head coach now, something you've been working towards for all these years. What are some of the steps along the way that really helped you get to this point?
Yeah, it's so crazy to hear that. I don't think it's sank in yet. I've been going 90-0. I hadn't had time to let it really sink in yet. So to hear that it's so humbling, and it's just amazing to hear that, and especially being associated with such an amazing university like Utah State. Wow, it's just really a wow moment for me. But my career, I've literally been at every level you could be at in the college world. I started at junior college, and that was the greatest experience of my life. It just really taught me how to connect to every type of player that you could come across, and just taught me how important relationships were with my players. And then then I got into Division I, and I've been at low majors. I've been in the ACC at Clemson. And then I've been at super, super good mid-majors like Dayton. And so there's just all those experiences have taught me how to relate and connect to a lot of different types of people and a lot of different types of players and personalities. So it's really helped me in the recruiting world. But, you spoke on the things, the responsibilities that I've had along the way. You always think you're ready for something until you actually have to do it. And there's always going to be things that come about that I think I'm ready for, but maybe I'm not yet. And that's where the amazing administration comes in at Utah State, and the fan support comes in there, recognizing that, hey, I am a first-time head coach, and I'm not going to have the answers to everything, but I can promise you I'm always going to figure it out, and I'm going to work to find the right answers and figure out a way to make it happen. But, stepping into that interim role at Denver, it was a great experience for me, and most things in my life, I just try to take the experience that's there and learn from it and the opportunity and make the most of it. And that's what I did with that opportunity. And it was fun. It was a fun ride. But, again, it's a credit to the fans for getting behind me and, to the players on the court for trusting in me. So I just got to build that here, and really looking forward to doing that.
I'm really bad at this game, but it sounds like you have a little Southern in your voice. If you will introduce yourself to Aggie Nation, where are you from?
Yeah, Kayla Ard. I am from Louisiana, so I've been hashtagging a few things that say "Go Aggies," and it says GEAUX.
I saw
Aggies.
that.
So yeah, from New Orleans. So I'm trying to bring a little bit of Louisiana up to Utah. See if I can mix it in. So I'm not sure about the response I'm going to get from that, but we shall see, I guess.
The process of being recruited to be a head coach here, or putting your name in the hat, so to speak, amidst all of this coronavirus, where there's social distancing and travel is restricted. How weird was that?
Yeah, this is a very unorthodox, unfamiliar territory, obviously, for everyone. And just trying to kind of navigate my way through this as far as with the coronavirus. I mean, it's been a interesting process. I'll say that for sure. So just to be able to be here today in person to do the press conference, I was able to fly out to Salt Lake and then back to campus again to meet with the administration on 2 different occasions. So to be able to make that work, in the midst of all this was really important. And I just feel really grateful that, I was able to do that. There's so many people out there struggling with the virus and the quarantine and so many things going on. So I'm just really grateful that I was able to do that. And like I said, John and his administration and all the way up to the president, they just worked with me and were really understanding and just, went to any lengths they could to get me here and to make this work out. So it is a very uncommon situation. I'm kind of dealing with it now, getting to know the players, over the phone and, video Skype and stuff like that. So that's not common, but, man, it is what it is. And hey, let's be honest. I've been dealt a lot of hands in my life, and I always figure out a way to play them. So, I'll figure out a way to make this work, and it's not going to hold me back from anything.
Along with meeting with players, you've got to figure out what your staff is going to look like. Do you have an ETA on that, or when you would like to get your staff put together?
Yeah, I would have liked to have done that as of yesterday. Perfect world, I would have liked to have had them here already, but it's a process, just like recruiting a player. You kind of got to recruit a staff, and the most important thing for me is to make sure it's the right fit for me, for Logan, for the team, for the administration, for everybody, for the other coaches. We're in the same suite as men's basketball, and so I really like those guys. Craig Smith and his staff has been amazing to me so far, and I can't wait to develop more relationships with them. So getting the right people here that are going to fit in with all of those people and the community of Logan is very, very important. So I'm taking my time. It's kind of a hurry up and wait thing. I'm taking my time. I'm doing my due diligence and my research and just making sure that I get a right fit. But I definitely have some people in mind. And, I'm going to bring people here that are like me. They high energy, just grinders, want to work, want to roll up their sleeves, want to get this thing done. People that are very, very determined to turn this program around and give Aggie Nation something to cheer about and look forward to coming to the game. So, I'm going to go as fast as I can, but I'm definitely going to do the work and put the time in to make sure it's right.
What are your goals? I know as a new year, first-year coach into this kind of a program, you have to be realistic and such, but what if for you in your first year, what are your goals?
Yeah, I want to move in the upper half of the conference. I'm pretty familiar with the Mountain West, coached against several of these teams already with my time in Denver, and had some success against the teams. And I've, had a lot of time throughout this process to watch a lot of film on Utah State and the rest of the teams in the conference and figure out, what we have, what we need, what we're missing, what we're going to have to adjust to, and what it's going to take to do that in the Mountain West. So my goal is to move in the top half of the conference and finish, in the top half of the conference in my first year. Anything past that, icing on the cake. And I'd love to get in the tournament and make a run. And then, I want to double the wins that they had. So they had 8 this year. I want to try to get to 16. And it's going to take some hard work. It's going to take some, different thinking outside the box and some different tactics. But I'm ready to do it. And I definitely think it can be done. I've got a great group of girls. They're good people, and they're excited, and they want to be better. They want to get better, and they're excited about me being here. So, we're going to figure out a way to do this thing together, and those are my goals. And ultimately, my end goals are I want to cut down the nets. I want to win championships here. It can be done here. Craig Smith has done it here. He's got a great group of guys around him, and so there are fans here to support basketball. You see that at the men's basketball games. So I know that it can be done on the women's side as well. So ultimately, my goal before I leave here is to cut the nets down.
Again, we're speaking with Kayla Ard. She is the new women's basketball coach for Utah State, introduced today. And Coach, you talked about touching base with the players. Unfortunately, one of the things with Jerry Finkbeiner's tenure at Utah State was the best players seemed to leave with regularity. And it was frustrating, I know, for him, and frustrating for Aggie fans to watch. As soon as a great player would develop, somehow or another, they would leave. What's your feeling for the places where you've been? Is that a symptom that's prevalent overall in college basketball, or is that something that sometimes just happens in isolated incidents?
Yeah, nowadays, unfortunately, society's kind of, taught kids that it's okay to transfer and give up and throw in the towel and, point fingers and blame it on this or that instead of working through it. And that's really unfortunate, but it's kind of the way that it's went. The transfer portal is opening up and making it okay for kids to transfer over and over and over, and that's really frustrating, especially being at a mid-major school, although, the facilities and stuff at Utah State are up there with Power 5 schools. But if you look at the scheme of things, especially women's basketball, Utah State is a mid-major school. So, the bigger schools are going to kind of pick at your better players. And you just have to, as a coach, I hope that I can do a good enough job to make sure that those players are happy and loved and having a great experience here to where they don't want to leave. And that's on me. That's going to be on my staff and making sure their experience here is just so great that there's not the grass isn't greener on the other side, and they don't even give that a thought. So I know that's been a problem here, and I can't really speak on what was going on then or why. I've heard some great things about the previous coach and stuff, and I know he had some unfortunate luck with some players leaving, and sometimes it just happens that way. But I hopefully I can figure out a way to get them to stay and make them happy, and we're winning games, and who doesn't want to win? So that's my plan. Win a lot of games, and everybody will be happy.
Amen to that.
Hey, have you said you met Coach Smith, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
How was that experience?
Yeah, that was awesome. Me and that guy, I feel like I could sit in a room and talk to him for hours until like 5 minutes went by. It's really funny. John Hartwell has compared me to him, saying I am the female version of Craig Smith.
That's a compliment. I promise.
Yeah, that's a huge compliment. That's a huge compliment. I'm gonna tell Craig that he's lucky enough to be getting compared to me. That's how I feel. But he's awesome, man. He's awesome. I love his energy, and I could see why that comparison's getting thrown around. I mean, he's a high energy guy. He came in with big expectations. He filled those shoes, and he did it quickly, and that's what I want to do. And we're both very passionate about basketball, and you can tell that from him the minute you meet him. And I think people feel that way about me the minute they meet me, and or at least I hope they do. And so I can get that comparison. But he's awesome. His staff has been extremely welcoming. He's been very welcoming. I already got all those guys' numbers in my phone, and they're checking on me every day and asking what they can do to help and stuff. So yeah, they've been amazing. He's really put something special here and laid the foundation, and so now we gotta transfer it over to the women's side.
What is one thing you are excited to experience in Cache Valley besides the 4 seasons in 5 minutes that happens here?
At this time of year, yeah.
Yeah. You know what, man? The ice cream. I need to go get some ice cream. I've been asked this question like 4 times about this ice cream. So, I mean, I'm not even a huge ice cream person, but I feel like I gotta go experience that because that's what everybody keeps talking about. So I'm looking forward to that. But from a professional standpoint, I'm really looking forward to the embrace from the fans, and I want to get out in the community and I'm looking forward to that part. I love that part, and this will be my first time to be able to do that as a head coach. So I can't wait to jump out there and get in the mix with everybody and let them get to know me. And I've tried to do that somewhat on social media with people are tweeting about me or to me or whatever, and I've really tried to respond to literally every single person, even if it's just with a thank you or something, because I want people to know I'm here, I'm involved, and my door's wide open. I want to get to know you. So, that's the biggest thing to me right now that I'm looking forward to probably is Aggie Nation, the fan base. I mean, there's some of the best fans in the country here, so I'm looking forward to the embrace from them.
When you were the interim coach at Denver, you were the interim coach for 11 games? Is that right?
Sure, if you say so.
Something like that. Something like that.
I'll go with that.
At what point during those games did you, whether it was when you went to the bench after a timeout or on your way home, did you think, yeah, I'm going to be head coach. I can do this. I can do this full time. I can be the number one. I can be big chair. I can do this.
Yeah, what's funny about the answer to that question is some people are going to get this and some people aren't. And, when I realized that is when I lost a game that I shouldn't have. And whether it was me or the players weren't ready for it or whatever, it happened. And I remember after the game going, wow, if I was better prepared for late game situations, we wouldn't have lost that game. And now whether that's true or not, I don't know, but I know that I learned so much from that one particular game that I just spent the next 48 hours really preparing for late game situations. And then it was funny. God has a sense of humor because he, the next 5 games, I ended up having to time out, advance the ball at the end and have these late game situations. And And then, we finished the season winning 6 in a row. So obviously I learned my lesson. But, I think it happened after that. Right after that, I was like, hey, you know what? I can do this. I am ready to do this. And then watching it pay off game after game toward the end of the season there, really learning from that experience, I think that's when it happened for me. And like I said, things are still going to happen. I think things happen in people's life every day they think they're ready for, but they're not really ready for. So I'm excited about those things happening, because I think that's the most, that's when you have the most growth, and you really, it changes you. It changes you if you're humble enough to learn the lesson and take it. I think you become a better person and a better coach. So, yeah, I would say actually when I lost a game that I shouldn't, to answer that question.
Newly minted Utah State women's head basketball coach Kayla Ard joins us here on the Full Court Press. Coach, how, because you've experienced the NCAA tournament a couple of times being on staff, how much can that experience help out raising a young team, or maybe a team that hasn't been there for quite some time?
Yeah, the team's really young, but like I said, I think that they're really excited about, I'm young and a young head coach, and I think they're excited about that, the energy and that type of thing. I mean, I'm going to get out on the floor with them and experience things with them in practice. So I feel like they're super excited about that, and it just gives them a, like I said, kind of a breath of fresh air. And I think it's okay that we're young. That's fine. I don't really get into all that stuff. I actually, if anything, I kind of like it, because it gives me time to develop more with those kids and develop more of a relationship with them. And I like that. I like that aspect. So that doesn't intimidate me. It doesn't scare me. I'm actually looking forward to that, getting to know them more and digging in with them and kind of going through the recruiting process with them, if you will, getting to know them and their parents and where they come from. So I'm going to take it more, more like that than I am like, oh man, we're really young. I mean, there's some obstacles we're going to have to jump over, but I think we're okay. And like you said, from my past and the staff that I'm going to put around me, we'll have the experience to get it done.
Coach, final question. What is your message to Aggie Nation as they listen to this interview tonight?
Yeah, for anybody that's listening right now, my first message is thank you. Thank you. The embrace here has been absolutely amazing, and I know it's just going to get better and better. And I'm gonna literally work tirelessly to make everybody here proud, and really support the town, the state, the community, the athletic department, myself, my family, in a positive way that people will be proud of. And I'm telling you, come out to the games. You'll see what I'm saying. Come out to the games. I'm going to give you something to be excited about. The team is going to play hard for you, and we're going to win games, and it's going to be fun. We're going to score a lot of points. So I hope they're ready. I hope Aggie Nation's ready. We're coming, so I hope they're ready for it.
Coach, on behalf of Cache Valley and all of Logan and all of us, we are happy for you, excited about this new era, and excited for you. Congratulations on the new gig, and look forward to seeing you in the winter.